A lot has happened these last few weeks. And just as the presidents before us have come by with a fireside chat, I too come to you with a non-fireside chat. We need to take a look back at this last week. We saw one of our great champions fall, Brett Kincaid, to one of the best teams I think I've ever seen. How do you spell success? I spell it Antonio Brown, Jamal Charles, Ahmad Bradshaw. Just a few key factors of part of my successful team. But looking forward, we have a few pretty big games this week as well. We have 2-3-1 games coming up. We have the big team of Taylor Tyre versus Josh Galon. And then we also have, Brett Kincaid versus Sam Campbell, the Cunt Pounders. The Cunt Pounders. Oh my god. We've seen a lot of trades go through this season, and there's been a lot of them. There's been a lot of allegations of unfair trading. And I would just like to start off, and I would like to say that I have never had an unfair trade with that woman or any team member, as far as that's concerned. I am clear. But there has been some sketch trades on from other people. We're looking at mainly the Josh Galon to Goomba trades, and Goomba to anybody, really. A lot of those were sketch, but we have some huge news in this week. This week marks the return of Goomba. His team has been renamed. Nothing else has really happened, but the rename itself has launched this huge, widespread fear amongst most of us in the league. Is he actually returning? What is he returning from? These are the key questions that we look into on a daily basis as we try to analyze our strategies against him in the future weeks. Another thing I would like to discuss with you guys is the loser. Mainly right now is Mark 04 with most total points scored against him. Yeah, that's it. I don't really keep track of all the words that people use to defend their losses, but that was one of them I heard earlier this week. What I would like to propose, though, Mark, is that maybe we add something a little bit interesting. Since I'm looking to add a way for the bottom player to kind of become more connected with the team or the league, and I was thinking about, instead of like an actual carry the football around hazing thing, that maybe we have the highest scoring player in the league each week challenge the lowest scoring player to something, and generally I want the highest scoring player to come through me first, so that way it's nothing completely stupid. But this week I would like to have Mark do an AMA, specifically earlier on in the weekend. I'll be sending out some requests, and I know Josh and Taylor will be as well, and hopefully Paul, and anybody else who wants to get in on this. And we'd like to really pick your brain as to some of the strategies that you have, and some of the team decisions that you've made, and really get some of that Mark wisdom that we've seen all the time in this big Mark versus Bryce collision. And, I really hope that eventually we can get the Bryce side of this as well. Another thing that I would like to introduce into this little segment that I'm going to try to do weekly is possibly an interview with a person that you're competing against, a person of the league in each week. So this week, we have a special guest, Taylor Tyre. He was second place last year, kind of a big deal to him, and we have him here. So let's give him a huge round of applause. So here he is. Taylor, give a little brief introduction into how you met me, or how you kind of stumbled into the league.
Well, Vince, we met in high school.
That we did.
Yeah, we did. We played chess together. We were totally nerd powered.
Not nerds. Alright, let's hear some of the powerhouse that you think is going to be coming from your team this year, and what gives your team the competitive edge.
Well, currently I have Andrew Luck, which is ranked 1 in the league, so I think he's going to be a powerhouse.
You think he's enough?
I think he will be. I think he's good for at least 25 this week. And then I got Bishop Sankey, and he's actually going to be the lead running back, I think, this week, and actually get some carries.
For most of us, we don't know who that is. Could you give us maybe a brief description? Does he play for a major league team?
Yeah. Okay, he plays for the Tennessee Titans, and he's the second string running back, but he's actually, I think, going to take the starting job from Green.
This week?
Yep, this week. I think he's going to get more touches than Green this week.
Some bold predictions. And who are you going up against?
I'm going against Josh.
You think you have it in the bag or no?
Yeah, I mean, he has Matt Ryan. He's pretty shitty QB this week. I think he's going to get under 15.
Under 15. We got some bold predictions.
That's a 10-point. That's a 10-point swing my way for a QB alone.
That's true. What other points do you have coming from your team? Any other big power plays?
He has Jimmy Graham. I mean, I agree on that. I mean, he's a decent player. I mean, he's all right. He's good for maybe a TD this week.
Jimmy Graham in the dome. You heard it here first. Good for 1 TD. Oh boy. We need to take this one right up the ladder if this one works.
My Vikings D got me 1, so I mean that's
not negative. They did deserve negative, and we might have to consider fixing the negativity.
I mean they did score on 42 points, so I don't know. Maybe we do need to tweak that a bit next year for the defense, but I don't know how we're gonna do that.
I say that any defense that scores or lets more than 40 points is negative 50.
And I got DT, Demaryius Thomas. I think he's actually gonna come back and actually perform like a 1.
Oh, I forgot. You have him. Yeah, he's supposed to be something.
Yeah, and I picked up whoever dropped Heath Miller. I want to congratulate them because he's gonna be like a top 10 tight end this year. So, congrats to who did that.
All right. Any final notes you'd like to let the people know?
Just get ready to watch Josh get his ass kicked this week.
You heard it here first, and you probably heard it here last. So, all right, thank you, Taylor.
Yeah, thanks, Vince.
Thank you, Drew Brees. Just some final notes for the week. I'd like to say that the waiver wire next week is becoming a one-day transaction. That means you need to have your shit together by Wednesday. There is no more Thursday bullshit, but this will also allow for us to move through dropping the players from the waiver and picking those back up easier, so then you will be able to play them for the Thursday night game. An example for this week would be Blair Walsh, but that would be pretty much a terrible example because you wouldn't have actually wanted him. Another thing is that the commissioner is no longer allowed to push forward trades at request on the weekends anymore. So we are taking that away. Other than that, I would like to wish you guys all good luck for not only this week, but the rest of the season. The Lord knows you guys are all going to need it. Alright, what else? Another couple of things is, I really have no idea. What else? Fuck me, Josh. I messed that up big.